Mistress, whatever.
Cub master.
Why don't you tell, where are you, and where are the Cub Scouts from?
Back 109.
Are you guys ready? Okay, here's the flag. Why don't you go ahead and start the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll all jump in, okay? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys.
Good job, guys.
Mr. Dankert.
Mayor Steen.
Present.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Present.
Councilmember Jordahl.
Present.
Hagan.
Present.
Carolyn.
Present.
Enright.
Present.
King.
Present.
Austin.
Present.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item 1 is a motion for adoption of the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 2 is a motion for approval of the minutes from September 6, 2016. We need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Is there a, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We don't have anything under awards and recognitions. Number 4 is a motion for the consent agenda. We need a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 5, under bid openings and award, is a resolution receiving bids for building demolition. Stephen?
These bids are for some hazardous structures that have been identified in the community. The structures are located at 1916 3rd Avenue Northeast and 1205 4th Street Northwest. Low bidder on the project was Hanson Hauling at $15,890, and we recommend awarding the bid to Hanson Hauling.
Council, you have any questions, comments? If not, we need a resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordahl.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King. Austin. Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Number 6, under petitions and requests, is a resolution approving 2017 property tax levy and proposed by Mr. Dankert.
Mayor, if we could go back, there's an addition to the agenda, another number 5 for another bid for Dobbins
see
Creek
an
Sanitary
addition.
Sewer.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'll go ahead with that one, Mayor, if that's right. So item 5A is bids for Dobbins Creek Sanitary Sewer Lift Station. We opened up bids late last week for this project. It's something that's been on our radar for quite some time. And we had a group of bidders on this project to replace the sanitary sewer lift station with new equipment, new wet well, new pumps that will come later, and then also new piping equipment. 4 bidders on the project. And in this case, we had a base bid plus an alternate bid. The alternate bid was actually a reduction for some of the contractors, but it was an increase for another. So when evaluating the bids, we looked at Pember Companies, Inc. as the low bidder when incorporating the alternate bid. And additional costs that will come later in addition to these costs here would be pumps, control panels, and electrical work at the lift station. We'll coordinate that work separately from this prime contractor. But at this time, we'd recommend awarding the base bid and alternate to Pember Companies, Inc. in the amount of $259,070.50.
Council, any comments? If not, we need a resolution for 5A. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordahl.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Okay, Stephen, it's now 5A, 5B. Are we still on 5? Is that?
Nope, now we're on 6.
Okay, we go to 6. Okay, Tom?
As council's discussed in the last couple work sessions, a proposed budget and tax levy for payable 2017. After this is certified, you cannot increase the tax levy after September 30th. You can only decrease it. Council has proposed a recommended tax levy for 2017 at $5,341,000. And at this point in time, the proposed budget is for all funds is $31,245,300. Furthermore, we've selected Tuesday, December 6th, 2016 at 6 o'clock to hold our required truth and taxation hearing. So
You
it's
said December 6th?
December 6th, 2016. At this point in time, we'd request council approval of the resolution.
Council, you have any additions? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second? Second. Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
7 is a resolution rescinding Resolution 15034, shared bike lane on 12th Street Southwest. Mr. Lang?
Yes, this is just what we talked about at the last council meeting. Previously, council had authorized a share-o or a shared lane to be constructed on 12th Street Southwest. And at the last work session, we discussed that with a recommendation being brought to the council for a bike lane instead. So we need to rescind that resolution. And in the next item, we would pass a new resolution for the bike lanes.
Okay, council, do you have any questions on either 7 or 8 then? Handle those together. If not, we need a resolution for item number 7.
So move the resolution. Second?
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
And 8 is a resolution with the backup is approving a dedicated bike lane on 12th Street Southwest from Oakland Avenue to 16th Avenue. Updated resolution. We need a resolution for 8.
Mayor, if I may just add one small thing to that. Difference from what we talked about at the work session is, I've talked with MnDOT here the last couple weeks, and we're not going to immediately sign the no parking. That's why there's not a no parking resolution in your agreement. We'll wait with that. We'll kind of see how the parking works with the bike lane instead. If we see issues, we may bring that no parking resolution back to you later. But for now, we're going to leave the parking on 12th Street Southwest along with the bike lane.
Good.
Unless you have any objection to that.
Excellent. Okay. Any more questions in council? That changes a little bit. If not, we need a resolution for 8.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King. Austin. Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 9, I believe it's a motion, 2 motions for approving a brewery ordinance. Ann, why don't you tell us about that?
This is what we discussed at the last work session, which would allow brew pubs and brewer tap rooms in the city, along with growlers in connection with the brewery. And this was passed by the council at the last work session, and we've gotten some good feedback from the citizens already on it, and I think they're excited about this.
There has been some, I know some people have talked to the city seeking to see if we're going to be brewer friendly.
That is correct. We've had some interested parties that have talked to us in the last year.
And that's why we're doing this, to make it a better environment for
Right, to be a little proactive, so when someone does come in, we can have this ordinance in place.
Okay. Council, any questions on any of 9? If not, we need a motion for A, preparation, or A, we need a motion.
Motion to approve it.
Pardon?
Motion to approve the ordinance?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then 9B is an ordinance. We need an ordinance.
Move for adoption and publication of the ordinance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 10 is a resolution approving a contract for the compliance engine. Chief?
Your Honor, Council, when we adopted the 2015 State Fire Code, we discussed using a third party to track our maintenance of the fire and life safety systems. This is a 3-year contract with the compliance engine as a third party to track those.
Council, any questions, comments? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert?
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 11, we need a motion authorizing the sale of Park and Rec property. I think that's self-explanatory. Do we need a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 12 is a resolution approving a proposal for dam inspection. Mr. Lang?
Over the years, as we have done studies for our North Main flood control projects and flood mitigation efforts, we've shown the flood control benefits of dams in our community and also the recreational benefits that they have. So updating them, maintaining them becomes very important to the city. The last time that we had our dams reviewed was back after the 2000 flood, a little over 15 years ago. And that's typically about the range for a dam inspection is that 10 to 15 years. So because we're reaching the end of that term from an inspection, we'd recommend hiring SEH to complete another dam inspection for both our 4th Avenue Dam right here by the City Hall and also our Eastside Lake Dam. They've given us a proposal in the amount of $12,850 to complete that work. One other item just to add to it is with the planned reconstruction of the Oakland Place Bridge over by the Eastside Lake Dam. I think this is an important time to take a look at the dam, make sure it's structurally sound before all that construction starts on that bridge replacement project.
You know, I have a couple of questions, maybe as long as we're on the dam. It seems like we've had a lot of rain, and we haven't had the high water that we've had. I know we joined the Cedar River watershed. Are we getting a reduced flow, or is this, we just haven't gotten the water that usually causes it? What, why? Why haven't we had an issue? It seems like we're lucky, but are we just lucky?
Yeah, we're fortunate. I mean, our rain events haven't been what I would call the big bucket buster rain events. They've been 2 inches of really hard rain, which has caused a lot of street flooding and localized flooding, but that doesn't cause the huge rises to the rivers like a 6, 7, 8, 9-inch rain the way that'll impact the river. So fortunately, we've had a lot of rain this summer, but it's been spread out over events that typically aren't more than 2 inches. There is a large rain event scheduled for later this week in the forecast, so we'll keep an eye on that. I know we talked about this same topic 2 weeks ago at the council meeting. It's something that's always on our radar, as well as the chief.
Well, we have them every 4, and our last one was when?
Our last large one was 2010.
So, yeah, this is unusual for us to go this long, which keep your fingers crossed, because we're saturated right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, going back to 12 with the dam inspections, are there any questions, council? If not, we need a resolution.
So move the
Is
resolution.
there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin.
Aye.
Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 13 is a resolution approving a Sunday on-sale liquor license to Bickabut Inc., DBA The Bakery Lounge. Self-explanatory. Any questions? If not, we need a resolution.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Dankert.
Councilmember Jordan.
Aye.
Hagan.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Enright.
Aye.
King.
Aye.
Austin. Councilmember Large Anderson.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 14 is a series of motions granting the Planning and Zoning Department authorization to remove junk and/or illegally stored vehicles at the following locations. A, 1014 11th Avenue Southwest, the Novak property. We need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? B, 907 10th Avenue Southwest, the Castor Rock property. Need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? C, 1009 10th Avenue Southwest, the Hummerding property. Need a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? D, 903 10th Avenue Southwest, Molina Soto property. Need a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And finally, E, 1201 10th Avenue Southwest, the Williamette property. We need a motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I have a question. Why are so many of them on 10th Avenue Southwest? Do we have anybody that, Stephen or somebody, it seems like they're all on one block.
Yeah, I don't know if we just had someone make multiple reports in that area. Someone got on a little string there and reported multiple folks. I'm not sure why there's so many in that designated area.
Okay. It just seems a little unusual. Okay, 15, paid on-call firefighter issue. We have Representative Gene Poppy here. Dan Sparks may or may not be making it. How do we want to handle it? Craig, I'll let you take this.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, members. Attached as Exhibit 1 is a letter we received from the state auditor on September 1st, and we wanted to highlight for the council The issues as they stand now are related to our paid-on-call volunteer firefighters and our pension fund. As far as that's concerned, in 1999, the police and fire departments merged into the PERA system, and at that time, we also had a provision that allowed us to split our state fire aid and allocation for paid-on-call volunteer firefighters and our full-time firefighters. And that stayed in existence until 2013, of which we subsequently got notice in February of 2016 that the legislature had changed that provision that, as we understand now, applies solely to Austin. What that translates for the city of Austin is roughly about $75,000 a year, or since the 2013, roughly $214,000 of expenses that, according to the auditor, we should have transferred to the Relief Association in full and not made that split. We learned about this late in the session as far as pension issues are concerned, and come to find out that this provision that was in law in 1999 was deemed as obsolete in 2013 and stricken from Minnesota statutes that allowed us to split our pension allocation or state aid allocation. So at this point, we essentially wanted to highlight kind of the exposure for the city. If we're not allowed to split those funds, that'll be obviously an added cost to the general fund, something of high significance for the city as far as budgetary implication is concerned. We've had good dialogue with Senator Sparks and Representative Poppe as far as trying to address it with the Pension Commission, and unfortunately, we're given some assurances that we would be given a chance for a hearing late in the session last go-round, and unfortunately, that ended up getting stalled with some concerns from the House Committee Chair. Senator Sparks provided the letter that we attached to the packet for your review, and I know he's committed to working on it in the next legislative session, and Representative Poppe is here. I think she might want to add a few comments as well to it, but by and large, we don't need any action from the City Council. We just wanted to bring it forward as an issue and raise attention to the importance that this would have to the city budget and how we handle our pension funds. Representative Poppe, did you have some comments?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Senator Sparks did relay the information about the difficulties we had this last spring. I talked to the Pension Commission Chair, Representative O'Driscoll, a number of times. He was concerned about having anything of controversy within the pension bill. In the end, we actually did not pass a pension bill before the end of session, so anything that was in there was did not happen anyway. So I guess you can have that as maybe something to at least hang your hat on, that nothing went through that was pension related. But in this issue, certainly we understand the seriousness of it and kind of how we fell through the cracks in some way, and we're committed to trying to fix it. So.
Will this be on an agenda for next year then?
It will be. We will have an election in November, and so there'll be 201, perhaps, some of those new legislators next year, and so we don't know who will be on the Pension Commission, but it will be something that we will be able to bring forward. We'll have to introduce a bill again and go through the process, and really that's what we were trying to help to educate the other legislators about this issue. It is unique to Austin, unique. We are the only city that continues to be in this situation, so we have to reach out to people to help them to understand what the situation is.
If we are fortunate enough to get a special session, which we're hearing rumors of again, this would not be something that they would address?
I think there were some other issues in the pension bill that did add controversy to that bill, and that's why it didn't move forward. I'm not sure that this is part of the special session as far as part of the agenda for that.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming. Any questions
Yes.
for Representative Poppe?
Are you saying there will be a special session?
I'm saying it's up to the governor to call a special session,
Okay.
and the agenda would have to be negotiated and agreed to ahead of time. And since it's been week after week, month after month, where it has not happened, I think it's becoming less likely that, again, we're going to see a special
Are
session.
those negotiations, maybe you don't know, but are they still in progress?
I think they met, I believe, a week and a half ago, and I'm not sure if they are intending to meet again or not.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Well, thank you, Jean.
Yep,
or Ms.
thanks,
Poppy.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then we are to citizens addressing the council. I don't think we have too many citizens here. Okay, nobody wants to address the council, so let's start with, down at the end here, Judy,
Nothing, Your Honor.
Steve, Jeff,
Nothing, Your Honor.
Janet,
Nothing, Your
Mike,
Nothing, Your Honor.
Dave,
Nothing, Your Honor.
Jeremy.
Nothing.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You get older, things slip your mind. Jeremy, nothing? Craig?
Yes, Mayor, members, the city received a letter from the Minnesota Management and Budget Office. If you'll recall, the city requested to have an assessment done of the new state rules as it relates to our wastewater treatment facility. MMBA, the legislature authorized funds for them to look at the cost implications of those new regulations. This letter notified the city of Austin that we were one of 25 cities that they will select 15 out of that list, but we were one of the cities in the 25 cities initially identified for possibility of doing that assessment with 15 communities, so that's promising that Austin might have some additional assessment of those regulations on our residents and business owners in the community, so they will be making a decision on which ones make the final cut to the 15 communities here in the next week or so, and then in October begin the process if we're selected for that consideration. So that was good to get that letter from them that we're still in the running. Other than that, that's all I have.
Any reports? Ann, I see you, Antsy. Quicker than you did at Rotary today.
Oh, my goodness. So now I'm going to prevaricate and take up a
you
long
just
time.
took too long to get up at Rotary. You were fine once you got going.
All right. Well, I just want the community to know that the book sale is happening again coming up here in the beginning part of October. So towards the end of September, you should bring all your used books to the library, and we'll take care of those and make a bunch of money, be able to do interesting programs. And also, all around town, you had an opportunity to pick up the Outside the Lines coaster. And if you've got that kicking around at home, by all means, decorate it up, bring it into the library. We'll be installing our art exhibit that we're doing with those, and that'll be up through September.
Okay, anybody else?
I just had a question. I thought that maybe Mr. Clark would talk about welcoming week, because I don't have all the details and you do.
Okay, that's a good reminder. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, this is Welcoming Week, the 16th through the 25th. Folks will recall the city council approved the city being a welcoming community to outreach for inclusion and diversity in our community. There are several events that will be scheduled through the week, including at the YMCA and Riverland Community College. So even though it was recently just approved to be part of that membership, and a little notice, a lot of the groups, whether it be the Human Rights Commission or Apex Austin, really rose to the challenge to help make Austin a more welcoming community. I know the Human Rights Commission will be doing kind of an assessment of what we do well as a community and what we could do better moving forward. If that's something residents are interested in learning more about or participating in that survey, you can contact City Hall and we'll make sure that you get access to that survey. But we appreciate those that helped with Welcoming Week.
Are those events going to be on can they access those events from our website, or how would they find out about these events?
Probably be best to give me a call at City Hall or the clerk's office, and we can certainly direct them to those events.
Okay. Anything else? There will not be a work session afterwards. We're going to have a closed session after this, so this will be it for us for today. So we need a motion to adjourn until Monday, October 3rd, 2016 at 5:30.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you.